Hi everybody, welcome to another No Tippy Tappy Football brought to you by Boyle Sports. Hey Sam.
Hi Natalie, how are you?
I'm very good, how are you?
I'm very good. After a week of watching lots of football and seeing the changes that's happening in the game and how much more entertainment value we're getting. We're seeing goals galore, we're seeing action in the box, we're seeing teams playing different ways. It's a breath of fresh air. At long last, what's it taken me about 3 years before? 2 years, is it? Before
Yeah.
I've seen the change. So all good from the Premier League point of view. I think it's made it really exciting again. There's lots, like we had David Pleat on here, who was a pure footballist and said he didn't agree with it. Of course, we all have our opinion, and we all should play the way we need to. I think if there's any criticism of it, it's other people following, instead of thinking for themselves. Yeah. But it's really good at the moment.
It's really fun, isn't it?
Goals, great action. You know, lots of different ways that teams have to cope with what the opposition's doing. So it's made it very, very exciting over the last few weeks. I'm really pleased.
It's very, very fun watching football at the minute. Now, we're very excited because we're welcoming back on the pod today. I'm going to say a pod favourite, but we've not seen him in a while.
Not for a while. I sat in here. Substitute me for
he was the standing gaffer a few times.
Yeah, so it's great to see you back, Tim.
Good to be back.
Good to be back. Thanks very much for coming.
Pleasure.
You got too busy for us or too expensive? One or the other, Tim.
No, I doubt that. You just dropped me. You know.
well, talking about dropping.
What's that got to do with it?
Talking about dropping, we are very much going to get onto that.
You can't drop me because I'll just sulk. And I'll start calling out the manager.
Don't call out our Sam. Oh, but we are going to get onto that. But quick, before we get into today's episode, new Boyle Sports customers can get a bet £10, get £40 in free bets offer, plus a 50% bet builder boost for the big one. Yep, it's Real Madrid versus Manchester City on Wednesday. So to claim this exclusive offer, follow the link in the description below. Over 18s only, T's and C's apply. Always gamble responsibly. And there is only one place we can start there. And you teed me up lovely, Tim. We've got to talk about Mo Salah.
Who isn't?
Can we, just before we start,
what
I'm going to do is I've got his quotes. I'm going to break the quotes down. But before we start, I thought for anybody at home that doesn't know kind of how it works post-match, I thought we could just kind of like set the scene. So Mo Salah went out into the mix zone, which if anybody doesn't understand what that is where all of the journalists that are allowed huddle, generally downstairs in a stadium, or at Manchester City, it's as the players are walking out, they have a section off. And you stand there and you basically just try and get someone's attention and you try and get a quote. Sometimes the players have to walk along the line and answer the questions, but it is very, they don't really want to. They want to go home. I hate the mix zone. It's hard to get anything.
Well, contractually, they have to.
Yeah.
So when Mo Salah gets to the in zone, somebody should have shut him up at the club. Somebody should have stepped in and gone, right, move on, let's go, move it up. That's the media. I mean, there's that many lads in the girls, whatever, in the media term now that are following and watching.
Feels like he was saying it though, doesn't it, Sam?
Yeah.
The journalist's eyes must have just been lighting up.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
Up, yeah.
So let's go through some of the quotes. I'm still shocked, So he said, it's not acceptable to me, to be honest. We throw Mo under the bus because he's the problem. I don't think I'm the problem. Now, you defended Salah last week, Sam, after Carragher said his legs had gone. But Tim, question for you. Have you got any sympathy for Salah, or is it the other way around now that he's throwing Liverpool under the bus?
Yeah, it seems like that. I've got no sympathy for him. I think he's one of the greatest foreign imports we've ever seen in the Premier League, and there's no argument about that. His numbers have been incredible. His performances have been outstanding. But it is all about Mo Salah. And let's face it, at the London Stadium a couple of years ago when he has to stand up row because he doesn't want to come on the pitch with Jurgen Klopp, if Jurgen Klopp was still at the club, he would have engineered his way out of there. Because they made a change and they were winning every week and everyone can smile. Last year with Arne Slot, he had a great season, wonderful season. Would you give him a new contract? I'm not sure they were 100% about it, but they did. But they knew full well these values will still be very, very high, certainly for the Saudi Pro League. And I see that as his move. Why has he come out now? I think he's come out now to try and engineer a move after the African Cup of Nations. I really do. I just think it's about now. It's about wanting to leave the club now. And as a manager, and Sam knows better than all of us, you're not there to be liked. No one needs to like you. You need to respect you and realise that is the boss. He's a manager because it says manager on his door. And he's got a pressurised job. And especially under the circumstances this season, they've had a bad, whether it's the new players, Jota, there's an accumulation of things. It's tragedy at the football club, but integrating the new ones. And he only picks the team, Arne Slot, because he thinks it can win the football match. He's got nothing personal, in my eyes, against Mo Salah. If Mo Salah was performing like he can do, and he never had the other options, what they paid for, because he's got them other options, he's thinking, you know what, his form's gone off, so I'll try Ekatike, I'll put in there, or I'll put in Wirtz, or Isak. He's got options in that. If there was options at the centre-back positions, where Virgil van Dijk is, and Kanate and all that, he would have possibly made changes there. But all these options are at the top end of the field. So he's decided, I want to make a change for the best of the football club, not the best of Mo Salah. And Mo has to realise that. This club will always be bigger than any individual. So it's disappointing to see. Will it tarnish his legacy? I think tarnish is the right word. It won't destroy it, because for me, he's a genius of a little player. And I still think he's got a lot left. I mean, when people say his legs are gone, when you're old and you have a bad game, it's because you have a bad game because you're old. You can't. You're allowed to have a bad game. Young players have a bad game as well. So, no, he's still got a lot to offer, whoever takes him. But I think he wants to try and move this forward so he can move in January. I really believe that. Otherwise, he wouldn't have spoke. And 100% Sam's right. That press officer is nowhere near that situation. Because if he was near that situation and he let him speak, he would no longer have a job.
You wouldn't even pick him to be one of the players to go in the zone.
You can only presume he wasn't picked. You can only presume he went out and followed him.
But as a manager, but this is an head coach. All right, you probably don't think about it. There's just such a big difference, Natalie, between head coach and manager. If you're a manager, I'm going, you keep him out of the way. But you're looking at what's happening around that may be causing the problem.
What do you do now, Sam?
What would I do now? Just get him on, recommend to the board, move him on.
But if you thought he was a lot better at the moment than the options what he has,
I'd play him.
You'd play him.
Yeah, I'd find him today and say, hey, accepting the fine. Right, now, that's all gone. Yeah, you've been fined under the disciplinary code of the club, if they've got one. I'm sure they have. They must have, surely. But that code of conduct saved me so much aggravation, Tim. Because you used to get like, I can't understand it, because it was just in English, like most football clubs. But you go across all the languages, which is easy enough now today, and say, you've got a leg to stand on.
It's not hurting him, though, is it? You get out of the ashtray of his car.
Well, look, sometimes the wife don't like it when they find 2 weeks' wages, and the letter drops on the door. And saying your husband's been fined 2 weeks.
Do you feel like he's trying to engineer a move very quickly away?
It looks like it. His frustration comes out, and he's going to the African Nations Cup, so he's getting out of the way. He'll probably have a great African Nations Cup now, because if he wants that move, if he performs in the African Nations Cup at the level he is, and then it'll just be determined on how much Liverpool want for him. Yeah. Or I would come out and say, I'll find him. We've had a conversation about it. I understand his frustration. He's back in the fold. And then, but he can't do that now because he's off to the African nations.
But what he specifically said about Slot, Sam, so I had a good relationship with the manager. All of a sudden, we don't have any relationship. I don't know why. It seems to me that someone doesn't want me in the club. So is there any way back when a relationship with the manager breaks down publicly? Could you rebuild a relationship with him?
It all depends on the conversations they've had. And if he's ignored him, if Arne Slot's ignored him, it's Arne Slot's fault. You've got to talk to him. You've got to be able to let him knock on the door and come in and say, why are you not playing me? You know what I mean? What's going to, they'll be angry. You've got to sit down and just calm down. Let's just talk about it sensibly. You know what I mean? I know you don't like me at the moment because I'm not playing you. Well, that's fine, but this is what we think. Are we going to get on with it or not? Or are we going to go farther or what? But just keep your mouth shut in the press. And if you've got that front and you want to come in again and you want to leave, I'll go to the board and say you want to leave.
Yeah.
But this will be the price, or this is what we now spoke to the board. You know, forget 10 million for you, or 35, 40 million. We'll let you go.
If it's Salah versus Slot, Tim, who survives? Who wins?
I think because he's at Liverpool, I think it'll be Arne Slot. I think it was at another club. We've seen it before, you know, and Sam would have heard it, and we all hear it. He lost the dressing room. Yeah. You know, we hear it all before, and they use it as an excuse. I mean, there's a lot of clubs in the Premier League because the players have turned on the manager, and a you know, huge player like Mo, with the history what he's had at the club. I think if it wasn't Liverpool Football Club, I think he would put the manager under a lot more pressure. But I honestly believe, and he's not having a good time, Arne Slot. Wonderful last season, but it's all about now and what you're doing at the moment. And he's not having a good time. He has got a lot of tools to work with. I mean, there's a lot of players who are not performing, whatever the reasons are. I still believe that they give him till the end of the season. And I think they will let Mo go if they can find the right price for him. You cannot let the tail wag the dog, and I don't think Liverpool will ever allow that. They never have in the past, and I don't think they will start now. I just think that we talked about manager or head coach, but you can also add babysitter into that because that is what managers have to be now. He's not there to babysit the players. He's there to pick a team to win a football match, and Mo is asking him to babysit him at the moment, and I can't see in any world that it's Arne Slot's fault. He picks the team to win the game. If the players don't like it, so what? So what? He has to try and manage it and cope with it. But if he's honest with Mo, and if he's not ignoring him and he's honest and he says, look, I've got other options. You're not playing to the best at the moment. I just feel that he's probably looking at Szoboszlai playing there, but Szoboszlai's been the one of their better players. But you know, if it's not all silky going forward, Szoboszlai's going to give you that going back their way, and maybe Mo's not. So at the moment, whatever the reasons are,
is that Arne Slot's fault? Because Mo used to do that under Klopp. Mo used to track back under Klopp.
We did it last year, didn't we?
I mean, it was all right last year. But here's another one. He needed a new contract. What effect has that got?
What effect has it had on Salah?
How many players have we seen get the new big boy contract?
Yeah.
And then the next season, it's like, what happened to him?
Yeah. But obviously, another big change obviously was that Trent Alexander-Arnold left in the summer. How much has it affected the way that Mo Salah plays that Trent left, given how connected they were?
Huge. Everyone. I mean, when Trent was there, we always looked at what Trent couldn't do. I mean, all you could hear was, he can't defend, he can't do this. What he can do is he's a perfect decoy for Mo, because he's another attacking threat on that side, and he freed him up. And when he made a run, he used to find him with a pass. It was a perfect way. He'd disguise a pass. He had everything. This is a huge miss, totally. But they've made so many changes, and he's tried to shoehorn them all into one team, and it's not worked.
Never mind about Mo Salah. He's got other problems in other areas. The centre half has just lost it. Canate. So I don't know why you don't play Gomez. Solid. Good defender, just functions properly and doesn't do anything. It's a clean sheet he needs. Yeah.
Well, he nearly had one. What were they, 6 minutes away? And
you know what I mean? I mean, it's a clean sheet you need when you're struggling. You know what I mean? You look at the top of the league and you look at the defensive unit. You know, Arsenal are losing games because they've lost the centre halves. They don't lose many, or they start drawing one or two. You lose your centre halves, anybody, you won't win the league. If you've got the worst defence, you get relegated, whether you score goals or not, because you'll score 2 and you'll concede 3. So everybody goes about the attacking flow and all that rubbish. It's how good you defend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I think that Liverpool particularly, and I think it's not new. Just because Mo Salah's done it. It happens all the time. The trouble is, because of the size of the club and what's happening, it's great big. This is happening all over the Premier League every week somewhere.
But not publicly like this.
Not getting in the press, no.
More of what he said, Sam, honestly, the more I read the quotes, and I've watched the interview, the more it blows my mind. So he also said, Can I give an example? It's silly, but I am sorry. I remember a while ago, Harry Kane was not scoring for 10 games. The media was like, oh, Harry will score for sure. But when it comes to Mo, everyone is like, he needs to be on the bench. What's he thinking?
Reading the press too much.
What's he thinking?
Why read the press?
Like, that's a very, very specific quote. I mean, in terms
he's given that so much fault, isn't he? I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, let me tell Mo one thing. If Harry Kane gets left out of the side, he's not going public and trying to criticise the manager and the football club. There was no agenda. He would just think, wow, I need to roll my sleeves up. I need to work harder. And I need to show the manager that I am the best player here. And I need to get back in his side to start scoring goals. That's a different mindset. Now, we can all be different. We don't all have to be robots. No one's the same. And Mo is completely different, obviously. But like I go back to that point, he would not be at Liverpool if Jurgen Klopp was still there, because Jurgen looked like he had enough.
He wouldn't say what he said.
He had enough of him.
Yeah.
He wouldn't say what he said if Jurgen Klopp was there, in my opinion, because he knows what he was all about. He knows everybody. He knows if you step out of line, he'll come down on you.
So as a manager, Sam, if you're both managing Mo Salah in what he said in this instance, would you say this? This is what I feel like I'd say to him. Would you say this to him? Well, you're on the bench. Well, which of your teammates do you think I should have dropped? Who do you think? You're telling me you should have started. Well, tell me which of your teammates I should have dropped.
And he will have the answer. He will have the answer. But I don't care what you think. It's what I think. I'm the manager. So I'm picking a team. It's my head on the block. I'm having a bad time of it this year. Last year, it was all... the sun was shining. There was no obstacles in the way. We won every week. It was easy to go to the press conferences. Now he's being asked difficult questions because, let's face it, when they've done the summer window, everyone thought, Liverpool run away with it now. You know, it's not been like that. There's been problems at the club and they haven't been able to overcome them. And the last thing they need is one of their talisman, the biggest player, along with Virgil, I would say, not the most important, but the biggest around the world. Mo Salah is a superstar, and he's just brought another. There was a cloud already over the club, but now it's just pouring rain, and it's down to Mo. He's not helping the situation, is he? So he's not thinking about the club first. He's thinking about Mo Salah first, which is disappointing.
Now he needs to be the manager, not the coach. Forget the tactics. The tactics, the tactics are still important, obviously, but it's now pulling everybody together and getting them back on track. Now that's a manager's job. Psychological.
Yeah.
It's not so tactical. It's psychological, and that's where the doubters are starting to appear all over. Is this a one-season wonder? A bit like where he will really earn his corn by becoming what he needs to be to get Liverpool back on track. It's down to him. It's his choices, along with his staff and along with the backroom staff. The backroom staff are piping in, saying this, that, and the other, and you make decisions on the back of that, and then you go out. Yeah. And you put the players in the dressing room and say, keep your mouth shut. Yeah. Close the doors. Don't listen to the outside world. Don't listen to the white noise, and get on with what you paid for. And that's winning. Yeah. And whatever team I pick, I'm picking it for the best of the football club, not for you. Yeah. I'm picking it best for the team, not as for you as an individual. And get on with it. And if you don't like it, come and see me. Yeah. But don't go spanting. If you can come and knock on my door, I'll come in the day after the game if we're off, and you can talk to me. Or if we've got a day off and we come in the next day, make an appointment. I'll see you straight after training. Yeah. We can spend as long as we need to. We can tactically talk about it. I'll have all his stats. Yeah. And I've all his stats from last year and his stats from this year, and I'd put them in and look at the stats. And if it's not in my favour, I wouldn't show them. But if it is in my favour, I'd go, there you go. Have a look at them. It's his job to have a look at why Mo Salah's gone off the boil, if he thinks he has. And actually call him in and said, look, before you come here, look at that. Look at this is what's happening to you. You're not, and he'll go, well, I don't get the service. Typical front line, you know what I mean? You don't get the service because I can't see you. That's what the defender will say. Well, I can't see you hiding. And then you go, you know what I mean? They've always got an excuse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's never them, but they've always got an excuse. But you've got to deal with that. So he's going to be, if he comes round on this, he'll be a proper manager for me.
Yeah.
I think
proper manager.
I think they'll let him go if they can get Semenyo over the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you see the last quote I want to tell you, Tim? I said to my parents, come to the Brighton game. I don't know if I'm going to play or not, but I'm going to enjoy it. I will be at Anfield to say goodbye to the fans and go to the Africa Cup. I don't know what is going to happen when I am there. Does that sound like a goodbye?
I know what's going to happen when
that's saying he wants to get away.
Yeah. I know what happened when they're there and he's there. You sit next to his family probably. Mm-hmm. You know, because he's probably not going to play.
He's not going to play, yeah. You're not playing well, yeah.
So when they come, he might as well sit next to him and enjoy the game.
So somebody in the African Nations Cup, sorry, Tim, somebody in the African Nations Cup somebody want to buy him from there. They're going to have to get a medical done. They're going to have to negotiate a contract. You're talking about considerable millions and millions of pounds. Do you risk it? And then you sign him, and then he gets injured.
I think there's only one place he's going, and I don't think
Saudi.
I don't think there'll be that scrutiny on the medical. He'll stand up, touch his toes, and they'll say, "You're all right, Mo."
I suppose we never have enough money, do we?
And the wages we're going to have to give him, I think there's only one home for him, and that's.
The Saudis are not spending as much as they used to, though, are they?
Saving up for him.
Yeah. So you think Liverpool are going to go for Semenyo in January?
I think so.
They get that over the line?
I think so. And I think it's bad news for anyone else who wanted Semenyo, and Tottenham were in for him. I think he was if you're ever going to...
No, poor Tottenham.
No one's ever...
Is there enough goals there?
Semenyo. Oh, what a player.
I think with better players.
He scored this weekend, didn't it? He said his first time he scored.
Did he score this weekend?
Yeah,
Semenyo?
Disallowed. Yeah,
disallowed.
Yeah, but he's. I think he's a player. I think there's never a sure thing, is there? But I think because he's been in the Premier League, he's done the rounds. Every time he's stepped up a level, he's ticked the box. He's got power, he's got pace, he's perfect on that right-hand side. He's a team man. I just think he's a natural... You know, you bring in another player in, like a Wirtz or someone like that from outside the Premier League, then you just never know. You ain't got time for them to settle. I think he will go straight into the team. And he obviously rehearsed very well, didn't he, early on in the season? It was the first game of the season there. Yeah. So,
and there's a buyout clause.
And he's cheap.
There's a buyout clause, which is
60 mil,
yeah.
It's in your favour. It's in the favour of the player when there's a buyout.
And he's a young man, and he's got a future there. I think it's an obvious choice, which is bad news for the other clubs who thought they might have had a choice, because if Liverpool were there, you can forget. Tottenham can forget it.
They still missed out on the best player they should have bought, and they should have gone way beyond what they've paid to get him.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have got doing all this he's only got 1 year in his contract. If they go and pay 120 million for Isak, they should have paid whatever Steve Parish wanted, because Steve Parish, in the end, would have sold him.
Yeah.
So if Steve wanted 60 mil, or let's say Steve wanted 70 mil, pay the 70 mil.
Yeah.
Do you think then they would have been looking for a new manager as well? Because Glasner would have left.
Oh, I wouldn't have let that go, but you know, I mean, it's very difficult to turn 70 mil down for him when he's run out of contract. Yeah. And look how much they're missing him. Because they haven't got a centre. They haven't got a centre half to replace him.
But then look how good Palace are doing with him.
I know. He's scored the win. Not just the win, but you see him playing for England. You see him, and you know what I like about him, and this is what doesn't get you a move. He's been so professional. He hasn't thrown his toys out the pram and all that. So there's an opposite to do you want to get away? Because if you're a nice boy, you don't get away. If you're an horrible boy,
he'll win in the future.
If you're an horrible boy, you do get away.
Yeah.
That's why I had a few moves.
Yeah, but you just fell out with manager. That's all you did.
It's easy.
Right, we'll move on from the Mo Salah chat. Before we do, I just want to say, obviously, with my completely unimpartial head on, and we all know how much I love Pep Guardiola. I think in the comparison to how Pep handled the Kevin De Bruyne situation, and I know a lot of Manchester City fans wanted Kevin to stay. Kevin wanted to stay. Kevin was a legend of the club, but Pep knew when it was time to move Kevin on. And he did. Yeah. And I think when you compare the situations,
I think he's Pep. And I'm not sure about Arne, but I hope he's got the strength what Pep has at Man City. Because whatever Pep says, they back him. Because he knows he wants to get rid of Kevin, you get rid of him. Yeah. If he says, whatever he says, they back. Because Pep does not care if he's liked or not.
No.
he's there to be respected as a manager, and he makes tough decisions, and he always has done, and he always will do. But he's always worked for a club who back him, and why wouldn't you?
Well, he wouldn't 100%. Stay if they don't back him, would he?
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of what's behind the scenes at Man City is what he's had for years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, it's not as if they're all new.
Yeah.
A lot of the nonchalant about all what he knows and all what he's worked with before.
Yeah.
Like you mean, and they find good players and they sell.
But yeah.
As well, don't they?
Oh,
they sell to substitute the new players coming in all the time. Like I mean, so but they're still not as good as they used to be.
Yeah. And
not yet.
2 points off.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
And only 2 points off it. Yeah.
But nowhere near as good.
But I think that new players that they brought in, again, how hard it is to integrate them into a team to function the level they need to function now.
Yeah.
Which is one of the problems that Liverpool has had.
Yeah, and again, seeing Liverpool's crumble this year, I think more respect needs to go on City's name for the 4 in a row, but I would say that. Okay, let's move on. Since our last episode, obviously the World Cup draw took place. I mean, it took about a week, didn't it? So we could have still been watching the draw right now. If you're listening on the podcast, head to our YouTube channel for our reactions to the World Cup draw. If you're watching on YouTube, have a look after this episode finishes. So, want to move on now to Spurs, because obviously you are here. You've mentioned Spurs a couple of times, Tim. So straight out, nice straight, and you're not a fence sitter, Tim. It's part of the reason why we love you. Give us a mark out of 10 for Thomas Frank so far.
6.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that they started all right. The home form was not great. It's been all right in the Champions League. It's been difficult for him. I mean, he's working with a group of players who are not his at the moment. He's brought in a few signings. So yeah. I mean, it takes time, and he's at a big club. I think he's getting used to managing a big club, and you see the problems he's had trying to lead the players around the pitch and all that. When you're at Brentford, you can win one, lose one, lose the next 2, and it's Hey Jude and all around, clapping around. At Tottenham, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. But he's finding out there's more scrutiny on him, the way he plays. All you got to do, and we've said it a million times, is win. If you win, then you're correct. It doesn't matter how you play. It doesn't matter how many long throws Danso throws into the box and running from this side to that side and then go direct from your goalkeeper. Look, win it. If you have to pick somewhere to win, like Eddie Howe will tell you, you'd rather win at home in front of your fans rather than winning away. But their away form's been great. Hopefully on the back of the Brentford result, they can pick up their home form, and they're still in a very good position. I mean, points-wise, but there's a lot of traffic ahead of them.
Gosh, it's
going to be difficult. Yeah. When I look at Thomas Frank going in there, what is going to be success? For them to finish in Europa League and not win a trophy will be a failure.
Why?
In Tottenham's eyes. Because last year they won a trophy and they sacked a winner. Yeah. Now they did finish, obviously, 17th.
Would you call him a winner just because he won a trophy, would you?
Yeah. I would.
He's the luckiest trophy winner I ever saw.
But he won one.
Because I watched that final.
Because everyone tried to win before him. But what he did is he put all his eggs in that one basket to win the trophy. And he managed to achieve that. So they've experienced the open top bust and the euphoria around Tottenham.
And they forget everything that went before that.
They won't. That was. Yeah. But the club didn't forget it because they got rid of him. Well, they got rid of him, but they brought in someone now, and now he's under pressure because they lost the biggest game of the season, which is away at Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. Because there were 2 teams there going flat out to try and win that because that's the easiest trophy to win. They're not realistically going to win the Champions League. Are they going to finish in the Champions League spot? I hope so, because it'll probably go down to 5th because the coefficients of how well the English teams
FA Cup draw is tonight. When this goes out, we don't know who Spurs will have.
Yeah, and then it's luck of the draw. I mean, they're capable, aren't they, with the players they've got of winning something. We know they are on their day, as long as they play away.
Well, it's just the FA Cup, isn't it? Because like you said, they're not going to win the league or the Champions League.
I'm more interested in who's going to run the club now and what money they're going to make available and who's going to do the Daniel Levy side of it. And are they going to give a bit more responsibility to the manager in terms of what players are picked? Because obviously you're the manager. It was hard work getting the players you might have wanted with Daniel, wasn't it?
Well, it's different. It's a different football club to when I was there, because when I was there, it was encouragement to try and bring the youth through.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Oliver Skipp might be the last player who's come through and played in the first team. So it's in the Premier League, that is, and I'm not sure how many he played in the Premier League as well. So that is completely out the window now. They've got 2 sporting directors there now, so I'm not sure what they're doing. Hopefully one of them is putting his head over the academy side and see if there's anything coming through, rather than spending 20, 30, 40 million pound on bang average players, what they've done in recent history. And they're all similar. Some of the players are, they look average because they're all the same. I mean, look at Pap Sarr in the midfield, Bergvall, Bentancur, Paulinho, Archie Gray, all similar. There's slight characteristic difference, but all got legs. They're up and downers. There's no one who puts the foot on the ball and controls the tempo of the game. All right, they're missing Kulusevski and Maddison, which is a huge miss. And then you look at the wide players, and they're all similar as well. You got the Odegaards, you got the Kudos, who's done all right. You got Xavi Simons, you know, all these characters, all similar. Bottle of pop, just drop the shoulder, go. But what are they actually doing on a consistent basis? Are they performing on a consistent basis? And the answer is no. Mm-hmm. But when you add up all that amount, what they paid for these players, it comes to a lot of money. So I would say, surely, if you dipped into your academy, there's some stocking fillers, what I call them, and they could eventually be top draw players who you can put into your squad and you can use from your academy, who are as good as these guys. And then I'm not saying don't spend your money. I'm saying save it all, and then there might be 100, might be 120. Spend the money on the make the difference player, and I don't think they do that.
Yeah, but Tim, Brentford used to recruit magnificently. That he knows all about, he knows that the recruitment that Brentford have was one of the big things that kept him and kept Brentford, as well as his management, in the Premier League. Mm. So if you can model that into Tottenham for the sort of players that Tottenham need and the quality that Tottenham need, then surely that'll end up being a success. But to listen to what's happening already about the club's too big for him, oh God, how many times have you heard that? The club's too big for him. Biggest load of bollocks ever. You know what I mean? Mm. So, of course it's different. Yeah. I mean, the one thing he has to be able to do that he's never done before is handle the pressure of Tottenham. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's big, big, big pressure. You know what I mean? There's only Man United is the biggest of all. If you want to manage a club that's got the biggest pressure of all, it's Man United. Yeah. Man United, if it was successful, Man United, if it's not successful, it's still the biggest one to manage. Mm. Everybody after that falls behind Man United. Probably the next one, probably Liverpool and Arsenal. In the history terms of it, Tottenham's big, Newcastle's big, but you handle it. It's like a player going there. He could be great at that football club. He could be the number one, and he goes to that bigger club like that, and he can't handle it. Mm-hmm. And you have to do the same as a manager. There's a different aura, if that's the right word, around it, in every level, in terms of scrutiny and what you should or shouldn't be, or how you should or should be playing. And that's where your ability to cope with that, and it's not to do with the coaching. Yeah, it's to do with handling the pressure and the size of the football club.
But the fan expectation, because you would have experienced that at Newcastle. They expected. And when it comes to Tottenham, they expect. Yeah. Sometimes you say, well, why? But they're entitled to. I mean, they pay a lot of money to come watch the team. Absolutely. When they complained about, and obviously you come out, Vicario got booed. There's no future in booing your players. I can tell you now as a player, there's no future in booing your players. It's not going to help them. It's only going to have the adverse effect. But they're entitled to say what they want.
Yes, and if you especially when they pay the money.
Do you know what? If you can't handle it, don't play for Tottenham. Yeah. Don't play for Newcastle. Don't play for the big clubs. Go and play for the little clubs. Because unfortunately, when you step up a level, the demands are higher. And if you don't perform on a regular basis, you're going to get disgruntled fans. And you have to take it on the chin. That's part and parcel of playing at a big club.
Yeah. Interesting what you were saying about the academy there, because I know you were speaking on Sky Sports at the weekend about the academy, and something you said is gone around the internet. So your quote was, Spurs keep clogging up and blocking pathways of young talent from their academy with bang average players that cost 20, 30, 40 million pounds. It's a shambles there at the moment. From what you said, we had Tony Mowbray on the show a few months ago, which we adored having him on the show. He said something that really stuck with me, and he talked about his teams having a balance of soldiers and artists. And from what you're sort of saying, it sounds like Spurs have got a lot of players that think they're artists and not a lot of soldiers.
No, they've not got a lot of
balance.
Yeah.
They certainly haven't got a lot of artists, a lot of creative players. I think 2 players who are missing, Maddison and Kulusevski, they're creative. I think they can control tempos of the game. But like I mentioned, the midfield is all very similar. And at times, Thomas has played the 4 central midfield players across the midfield with no wide players, no pace, no guile on the sides. Now, at the weekend, he didn't need that against Brentford, and Brentford were very poor. So Xavi Simons got an opportunity and he played well. It was against Brentford, but it was at home. It was a pressurised environment because the crowd would come in there waiting to give him some stick. But they give them something to cheer about, and they stuck with them. That's what Tottenham fans will do. They will. If you give them something, they will stick with it. But I just feel like the recruitment has been, they're all similar. They've got slight characteristic changes, like Polina's the best breaker up of the game. Probably Pap Sarr's got a little bit more energy. Burkvale's got a little bit of both. He goes up and down. He breaks into the box.
Nearly got Eze though, didn't he?
Yeah, they tried. That hurts because
nearly did, didn't he? Because he was ready for going, wasn't he? And then Arsenal just popped in and nicked him off the toes, didn't they? That would have been.
It's a choker.
Yeah,
as a choker.
Because Arsenal one of the best centre halves. Tottenham one of the best centre halves in the country. I think
Van de Ven.
Yeah, I think he's well top draw.
He keeps himself fit this season.
Yeah,
he cannot stay at Tottenham.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether he wants to or not. It depends if they win anything or they're getting closer to winning anything. But unfortunately, Sam's absolutely right. He's a top draw player. DRS that boy's got. He's the quickest player in the league.
I'm sure.
He just changes gear and he can drive forward. You see him score unbelievable goals and he assists and he works hard and he plays for the side. Romero's a good partner for him as well. He's loose at times, reckless,
but radical.
But you could. The bunch, what they've got, they're the 2 best.
Are they the only 2 players that could be classed as like going to a top 4 team? Like, are they the only 2?
Micky for sure. I think Micky could go and play for anyone, but he needs to show that he's capable of staying fit because
the old hamstrings are a problem with his pace, isn't it?
But I think when you're defending the halfway line all the time, like you did last year, and you're having to burst back, I'm not sure that helps your hamstring so much, but. Yeah, he's up there, but he can't even play for Holland. Don't even get in their team.
What?
He don't get in their team.
You're kidding me.
No, he does not. Nathan plays in front of him there. Ake and Delit. That just shows you. For me, if you offer me them 3, there's only one I'm taking.
Only one, yeah.
Yeah. So no, he's special. And I think Romero, I'd love to have in my team. I think they got other players who are okay. They got a nucleus of a decent side, but they haven't got the blend, they haven't got the ball controller, they haven't got the guile, and they need to go and find it.
Have you heard anything about the new regime at the top with Tottenham and what they're going to do and how they're going to go about it? Are they going to stick to the? Because I always felt Tottenham were always the ones that never spent the money. Because of actually Daniel Levy's outlook. Because we saw Daniel Levy buy some good players, buy some not good players, but never went and bought a player that was needed to make him greater. Mm-hmm. So he would, you get frustrated, and I've had this problem, particularly at Bolton, when you get beyond where they wanted to go, and then when they get there, they don't want to invest to sustain it. When Potts got up there and they didn't go and buy 2 players, the 2 most expensive players around. He went and bought 4 average Premier League players, 5 average,
That goes back to what I was saying earlier.
You know what I mean? It's no good. It's no good. Then everybody's saying he spent 200 million, but 200 million on what? 200 million should be on 2 players for Tottenham, not 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're managing them at the moment. You're looking at what am I going to do in my midfield? Do I want to play 2 in there? Do I want to play the 4 central midfield players across? And you will pick a coin out really for that group of players and go, okay, him today.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no hierarchy. There's no, well, he's better than him.
No.
And he's better at this and that.
Yeah.
And when you look at their wide players, they're all similar as well. So any of them can play. Like, I think Xavi Simons played well at the weekend. Hopefully he can gain some confidence from that. But the likes of like Tell, they've paid whatever that was, 30, 40 million. You know, why? You know, for me, why? Get your academy to do that job. Because like Sam says, give them an opportunity. That's all I ask for these kids. Give them level playing field. But unfortunately, if they do get around the first team, they play half a game, they don't score 3 goals, you'll never see them again. But when there's a £40 million player, you keep him in the team and you keep him in there again and again and again. So it's difficult for them, but it's the lifeblood of your club, the academy, and you need to keep bringing them through. Why? Well, I wouldn't send any of them. If I had a kid now and he was a player, I would not send him to Tottenham because I'd look at the first team and say, what chance they got? No chance. I'd rather send them to Arsenal, who are top of the league, or Man City, who are second. You know,
bringing through people.
And all the managers sometimes say, well, I need to win. Well, they're winning. They're winning with homegrown players, and some of their players are the best players in the team.
Well,
Let's move on. And there is an English player that I want to talk about because he once described him as one of the best ever managers. I don't know if you know immediately who that is, Tim, or is everybody out there saying that about you? Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish.
I can think of a couple of better managers than me that he's had off the top of my head.
Where were that then?
Villa. So
I was probably good for him at the time.
Yeah. Well, Jack Grealish was seen talking to Thomas Tuchel, obviously, after the Everton game. Everton beat Manchester United recently. Should Jack Grealish be in the England squad this summer?
Well, he's got a lot of traffic in his way, unfortunately, in that position of the field. He wants to play on the left-hand side. Bellingham wants to play in the central as a 10, and so does Foden to get the best out of him. Eze probably the one who will play off the left, but he's better in the 10 position as well. So
look, he is in that position.
You got Morgan.
Look, he's Tuchel in that position.
Yeah,
I know. We can't play them all. That's
I know, but
you got Rodgers who's wearing the shirt.
It's a nice problem. Yeah. I would always face that. I always face that as a nice problem, like I mean, and saying like, well, got to get the balance, like I mean. So because you got Foden on fire, haven't you?
Yeah,
absolutely. But he wants to play with pace on the wide. So
he said that, hasn't he?
I think Gordon at the moment holding the shirt, and he's got Rashford out there. So a lot of traffic. Difference is 100 degrees. 100 degrees over there. There's 3 o'clock kickoff time.
There's not many people talking about that.
They need to keep the ball. His biggest attribute, what he has, not goals, not assists, but he does do that. But he keeps the ball for you.
In the treble winning season, he was king at that.
He was playing for me at Aston Villa, and I'd say we would play off him. We had Christian Benteke, who was like 6'5", and you always think play off the big man. You play off Jack because he takes you up the field. He protects the ball. And if someone takes it off him, they foul him and then gives you a breather, takes you up the field. Yeah. So you need to keep possession. And in that heat, I think you'll find that if you keep turning over possession, they'll keep coming back at you. And we've got some nations there who are used to playing in the heat and they're used to keeping the ball better than the England players. So I would take him for sure. I don't think Thomas will. I think Jack's probably going to need a few injuries, but all he can do is doing what he's doing for Moisey there at Everton and put himself in the frame because he's enjoying his football, and that's the main thing. Because last year of the City, he wasn't enjoying it. There wasn't a smile on his face, but now he's loving it. I spoke to him a few times, loves it. And he's getting the freedom. They got Njai, who's top drawer as well, Dewsbury Hall. So he's got some players up there who he can play with as well. And then we go back to that. Everyone asks, "Oh, is Moyes just like Sam? Do they just rescue you? When you're in trouble." You know what? When you give them players, they show a little bit more.
Of course they do.
They show a little more, and people need to realise that. All of a sudden, they give them a little bit of flavour in the top end of the field, and they've got like Tarkowski and O'Brien, who's done brilliantly, and Keane, who looks like
got better.
Yeah. They all of a sudden they've got a solid base, but they've got guile on the top end of the field. And look at where they are in the league. Look where they are in the league now. They ain't got a striker who can score, unfortunately. All right, Barry, hopefully he gets some confidence. Well, no one plays. Hopefully, with what we've seen, the change of the way the game's gone, we might get back to playing 2 up front. But it's impossible. We talk about academy kids. There's no strikers in the academy. No. They're all number 10s. They're all number 10s because there's no point having a number 9 because no one plays with any.
There'll be no defenders in the academy either unless they can play out, and that's going to be the saddest thing ever.
Yeah.
Because as these coaches, these young coaches are coaching to play out. They're not coaching looking at. I'm not sure they even know how to defend.
No.
I'm not sure as a coach they understand how you should defend.
Yeah.
I don't think they've got enough knowledge. I think people have bought people in the academy, and the shift in the game has gone. Let's get rid of that big lad here because he can't play out. Yeah. He could probably, and will, if you give him the right coach, the best defender at the football club, which is what you need. Like, I mean, Wan-Bissaka was battered at Man United because he couldn't play. He was the best full-back defender in the league. Mm-hmm. He's the best stopper of crosses. He's the best win possession back. Why does he need to get forward when you play for Man United? Mm-hmm. When should he just give it to that midfield player or that wide man or that centre forward, and that's his job done? But no. He's got to do this, that, and the other. Gary Neville couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Gary Neville wasn't great going forward. Wasn't great crossing. He wasn't great, but he was really good at defending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The best example is the boy at Juve, Chiellini, was it?
Yeah.
Now, if he was in an academy system, everyone would say, look at this. I mean, it's just from appearance, you'll say his running gate's terrible. Yeah. He can't chest it down and bring it out. These boys in the academies now are not heading the ball. They do not head a ball. No. So you don't know whether they can head it from crosses up and down. But this boy puts his body on the line. He fears nothing. And he is one of the best defenders we've ever seen. If he had to take his time again and come through an academy system, he would have absolutely zero chance because he can't pass it, he can't run, can't do all of these things. What he can get by with, but what he does do is keep the ball out of the net, and he wears his heart on his sleeve. Yeah. But that counts for nothing, unfortunately.
It always counts with the fans, though.
It does when you actually get the chance. But where are you going to produce them players for in the future?
Well, they're not being produced in the academy because they're getting let go. Like, I mean,
I think on Everton as well. Obviously, David Moyes, friend of the pod as well. It quotes at the weekend. He said, "This club should be challenging for Europe or in Europe, but people need to give us time and understand how bad it's been in the last few years. But I'm going for it, and so are the players." Do you think Everton, Sam, can get into Europe this year?
Got to find a striker that scores. The young lad might eventually make. It's a bit like when I was there. Calvert-Lewin was a youngster, and that was it. Wayne was there, but Wayne had dropped in the hole by then because he's well in his 30s. You know what I mean? He obviously loved Everton as well, brilliant. But Calvert-Lewin was I think 19 and great, hold it up, got chances but missed them. You know what I mean? And so it was I think we had Wayne leading goal scorer with 11, and a few of them were penalties.
Yeah.
So it was always a problem. Then like for me, you got slaughtered on the back that you don't score enough goals. Well, we couldn't score enough goals, but we still finished 8th. But even that wasn't good enough for them.
Yeah.
Because of all the money that was spent. Because all that money that got spent was loading up areas with too many players, particularly in midfield. Probably because you couldn't find a striker since Benteke left, and that was sorry, not Benteke, since what's he left and went to Man United.
Yep, Lukaku.
They never really found a centre forward after that. Yeah. Of that type. Calvert-Lewin looked like he was, going to be the business.
Yeah.
Under Ancelotti, he got to 22, 23 and started scoring some goals. Then obviously all the injuries took its toll on him. Hardest thing in the world, finding the goal scorer.
Good luck to David Moyes, because we love him. We love him on the podcast.
But I mean, then again, he's got that. He's had that negativity at West Ham that we've all suffered at our time, and look where they are now again. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we're still not fashionable, Natalie. We're just not fashionable. Our own is not fashionable at all.
Right, on to another new manager.
Go on.
Because this weekend, Wilfried Nancy took over at Celtic. Celtic played Hearts, and just to put it into some context, Martin O'Neill took over when Celtic were 8 points behind Hearts. He left with them on the same points as Hearts, going in Wilfried Nancy's first game in charge. If he'd have won, he'd have taken Celtic top of the league. Like, that would have been some heck of a story. But they didn't win. And then after the game, oh my God, Sam, I'm just going to look at your face as I say this quote. Quote after the game from Nancy: "I am not about losing or winning. It's about having a good performance."
Oh, God, no. Sounds like a school teacher, doesn't he? Probably is a school teacher somewhere.
It's a results game.
Oh, my God.
Do you cringe?
It's a results game.
What have they done, Celtic, there? Well, only time will tell, I suppose. Listen, Martin is a man manager.
Yeah.
Martin looks at the whole situation and he manages on and off the field. He's not really interested in coaching. He'll get somebody else in to do that. But he knows what he can do. He knows how he can get into people's... He's a Brian Clough.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's not room for... I hardly think there's room for them now when they talk about the sophisticated coaching. Is coaching sophisticated? It's not really, is it?
It's like getting the best out of the group.
You know what I mean?
And it's the best. It's the best job in Europe for me.
Celtic manager.
Best managing job in Europe, to put yourself back on the map if you want to get back into the Premier League, with respect to that league, because it's a huge club, Celtic and Glasgow Rangers is, and Hearts are poking their nose in at the moment. But you win or you fail, and you got the tools to win with. You got the best players, so if you do your job right and get the best out of them, and you don't have to be sophisticated. You just got to manage them like he's shown. Like, just keep them happy, keep them fit, keep them playing to the best of their ability. No square pegs and round holes. Just get the ball into areas, play on the front foot. You've got the whole crowd behind you. It is the easiest job, in my opinion, in European football, and one of the best jobs because of the fan base around the world. So my advice to him would be, don't try and complicate it, because the only thing you'll do is end up losing games. You might get the performances, but you might not get the results. And in the end, when you finish second to Hearts or Rangers,
unacceptable,
you will go and get another job in the MLS.
Yeah.
It's just, do not confuse it.
Yeah.
It is a simple job there.
It's
just, and then when you win, you can bounce from there. I mean, we've seen Brendan do it, and then he goes back there. We're seeing Ange do it. But what did Ange do? What do you think Ange did? He knew he had the best players. He just said to him, go and play. Yeah. Go and play on the front foot. And that's what they did. And they got the best players. It doesn't matter what formations, if you've got the best players, it doesn't matter how you play, really. As long as you're keeping them to you're asking them to do something what they're familiar with and they're best at, you'll win the games.
Yeah. I mean, can we only presume that Martin O'Neill did not want to stay on longer? Because why would you have not
wanted to stay?
Why did you not keep him?
No, give me that, Martin.
Well, why wouldn't they keep him?
He wouldn't have gone in the first place if he didn't want to stay.
Do you think?
Well, certainly just till the end of the season, anyway.
I mean, no disrespect to Wilfried Nancy, good luck to him, but why would they not have stuck with him?
Well, I mean, everybody loves him up there, like, so I mean, why wouldn't he? Well, I know, I don't know. I know Martin because he's chairman of the LMA now, but there'd be no pressure from us committee members or Richard Bevan that he can't stay as a manager. If he wanted to be, more than welcome. Yeah. We can easily find another chairman.
I can't understand why he's not.
You know what I mean? So it's not like a situation. If he wouldn't have gone if he didn't want to stay.
Do you think?
He would have gone like we all would have done, and say, "I'll come in and I'll show you, and you'll want to keep me." If we don't,
and he did 7 wins in 8.
I'm not so sure, Martin. If Martin thought any differently, I'll ask him when I see him. But I would have been going saying, "Right, I want you to keep me."
I'm only guessing. I just think they already made contact with Wilfried Nancy. I just think that he wanted to stay.
But on what criteria did Wilfried Nancy?
To the end of the season?
I think they've already...
How many interviews have they done with him? Or is he one of these other new boys that come with a great big glowing presentation?
100%. Oh, I don't know, but I can imagine.
Yeah, I would think so.
They all... I mean, if the owners of the football club don't look farther than the laptop... they're so out of order. I was nearly going to say something stronger than that, but I won't, because it's stupid. I've said it. If you don't look beyond the laptop, it's stupid picking the manager.
Yeah. Well, they get baffled with science, you know, the PowerPoint
presentation.
presentation.
Science, is it?
Because
it's not about that.
No, but of course it's not. But that's what they get baffled with because they don't understand the game. People who are making decisions at any club are not football people. They never present to football people. They present to academics, and academics all they want is the PowerPoint presentation, the justifications of why they do X, Y, and Z. And the new brand of manager can give them that. But when the ink's dry and you look at all they promised, is, you know, you look at it and you think, well, mate, he said he could do this. He said he watched the under-16s all the way up to the under-21s, and he's never been over to the academy, or he said he'll play on the front foot. I mean, they must copy and paste. When they get the job, I've always wanted to come to this club. The fan base is fantastic. I was a boyhood
dream job.
I play on the front foot, exciting football. They all say the same thing. See beyond it, guys. Come on, wake up. Your office should be the grass, should be the field.
See, let's go on to Aston Villa now, because
what a turnaround.
Right. Is there any other manager in the Premier League that is getting as much out of his players as Unai Emery?
Well, you have to say no.
I don't know what he did to turn them around, but wow, what a manager! Eh?
First 4 games never scored a goal.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah,
yeah.
It might have been 5. You know,
I mean, to have a slow start like that and then turn it around. But I think he gets excited on the touchline, but we all do. But I think he keeps with the press. He's just level. You know, he never gets too high. He never gets too low, and I think he trusts himself. That's for sure. I think he's got a good relationship with the players as well, and he doesn't look like he's kissing their backsides. He looks like he's got that, you know, that aura about him where the players look at him and go, And I don't think that any of them turn up and know they're going to play, because I think he always keeps them guessing. And I don't mean keep rotating for the sake of it, like a lot of managers do. It drives me potty, but I genuinely believe that he sees every game differently, no stone unturned when it comes to the preparation of the game, and the confidence is coming now. And when you get that Villa crowd behind you, you know, it takes a brave player to play in when it's not going well, but I think they've come through that, and I think they've grown from coming through it and onwards and upwards. They can't win the league, in my opinion. I don't think they've got enough strength in depth, but they've
3 points off Arsenal.
Hardly signed anyone. They've hardly signed anyone in the summer.
That's that stupid rule, though, Tim, isn't it?
Yeah.
That financial fair play rule's destroying the game, man.
Yeah. I think they might loosen up for them possibly in January.
Yeah, but it shouldn't
Yeah.
even be in there.
Yeah.
All it's doing is feeding the big clubs to get the biggest players again. That's all it's doing.
Yeah.
Where do we think Villa will finish? Because they're third in the conference, Europa League table at the minute.
Well, they'll win that.
Yeah,
they'll win that.
Europa
He's won it
League
4 times.
He knows how to win it.
He's a serial winner of that competition.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
they'll win that Europa League, and I think they're capable. It's possibly going to be harder to finish in the top 4 if it's 4. I think they can finish 5th, but it'd be easier to qualify for the Champions League next year by winning Europa League.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
And I think when it comes to later on in the season, if they're still in it, which I think they will be, I think he'll be resting players if he needs to in the Premier League to go and win that competition. Not to the extent of what Ange did, and he will still expect to win the game, but I just feel like he will put all his eggs in that basket, because this club has been starved of a trophy, like a lot of clubs, like the Newcastles, like the Tottenhams, and it's time for Villa. It'd be great to see.
He needs Ollie to get back in his goal scoring mode, doesn't he? I think he's coming back, like you mean, because I'm not so sure they've got anybody else other than that.
No, they all chip in.
Which is good. That's the best way.
Well, they've scored so many goals from outside the box. You know, they actually shoot from outside the box.
Matty Cash is
So I'm not sure the number. It's the amount, a record amount of goals from outside the box.
Yeah. Lovely. Well, I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming to see us.
Pleasure.
Great to see you. Safe journey home.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. I really enjoyed it.
The effort coming all the way up from down south.
That's out. It's warm down there. I had my sun cream on down there. Hey, Blackburn got another game called off. What's happening there?
Did you see that from the second waterlogged pitch of the season during a game?
What is happening there? I mean,
well, they're spending no money on it in the summer, I reckon.
On the drainage, yeah.
On anything.
It's got to be. I mean, normally, I remember when I first come up here, I was like thinking, wow, it's
but I have to admit,
Really
though, the amount of, when the rain comes, it's coming
yeah,
stronger and heavier than we've ever had, I think, in my lifetime.
They've got drainage problems on that pitch massively.
We change our tyres down south. You change your wipers, don't you?
Hell yeah. And with that northern slander.
That's because we can't afford to up here, because you've got all the money down there.
Yes, so it is. Thank you very much, everybody, whether you're from the north or the south, for watching another episode of No Tippy Tappy Football. Thank you so much there to Tim. And just a reminder, new Boyle Sports customers can get a bet £10, get £40 in free bets offer, plus a bet builder boost for Arsenal versus Wolves this weekend. So to claim this exclusive offer, follow the link in the description below. Over 18s only, T's and C's apply. Always gamble responsibly. We appreciate you watching. We'll see you soon.